Hey guys, welcome. I hope you're having a good morning. As you can tell, I just woke up, literally just, um, croaky voice and everything. But I thought, you know what, let's just do a live stream. Um, Hope you're well and having a good day. It's what are we today? It's 8 o'clock here, and it's Wednesday, the 8th of November. So yeah, I just thought I'd do this live stream because I uh, just want to talk about a couple of things which are really important. Um, Let me just hang on a second. I don't know if you guys can see me. Hang on. Let me just refresh the screen and I can. Ah, yeah, you are. Um, yeah. So I just wanted to talk about the previous post that I just made on Facebook. Just to explain a few things because obviously not everyone is can there's only so much you can say in a post, and you can say more, you can express it more through a video. Whereas you write something, it can be misinterpreted because everyone comes to the table with their own sort of preset opinion on something anyway, based off their past anyway. So you know what I mean. It's always going to be seen through different lenses. That's why I wanted to make it clear in this video. Yeah, it's which is probably the best thing. So let me share my screen. Hang on. So obviously I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and crypto, but so most of you like this. Most of you like this kid, right? This little kid on Facebook. He's like walking. He's like walking. He's asleep, but he's awake. You know what I mean? This is how he's a funny meme. He's like, I'm still half awake. Oh no, I'm awake. I'm awake. Okay. So that's what most of you people are basically like now. You just you're like walking and you're still sleeping. You're not awake to the what's going on. Like this kid, it's pretty funny. He's quite a cute kid actually. He just wakes up. He's like, "What the hell?" You know, when you first wake up, you go, "What the hell is going on?" Yeah, I mean, everyone's been there, right? Try to analyze everything as you wake up. It's pretty funny. So, you know, um, what's happening in crypto is there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. Obviously, the price has gone up, but that people a lot more smarter than you are setting themselves up to make a shit ton of money, while you're that kid. You're just asleep. You don't know what the hell's going on, right? That's what they want you to basically. They want you to be asleep, so you miss this opportunity. My reach only goes so far on Facebook, right? They keep on capping, like there's no one watching this now, and I've done thousands and thousands of live streams on Facebook. So that just goes to show you, maybe I should start a Facebook page and do it there. But yeah. So the Bitcoin market is just it's I've explained it many times. You got to look at Bitcoin as it's not a commodity or anything. It's something that works independent of anything else. Okay, so this is what the banks don't want you to basically. They don't want you to use Bitcoin because it makes them basically redundant. We don't need the banks anymore because we can control our own money. But the reason why the adoption of Bitcoin has been slow is because people themselves. People don't want to take responsibility. They just rather give the money to someone else and have someone else mine their own money. Yes, that's right. They don't even want to take charge of their own money. They leave it in someone else's hands, and it's just ingrained in them. And it's just programmed in them, right? So that's what basically gives the banks still have power, because people don't want to take control of their own money. They can send money to anyone in the world within seconds, and people receive that, and then it usually takes about 10 minutes for that Bitcoin transaction to be on the blockchain, and then it's permanent. But the confirmation pretty much goes through almost instantly. So there's no really need for the banks. There's no need for the banks, apart from other financial instruments and tools that they sell you on, so they make more money. But other than that, if you're not taking a loan, or you don't need them. Just that everyone else needs to start using them, and once everyone else starts using them, then we're good to go. I'll give you an example. Here in Thailand, everyone, I don't know what it's like in the States. I don't know what it's like in the what do you call it, in Australia. I don't think it's like this, but they use like apps and stuff to send cash. Here in Thailand, they use bank. They just use a bank, right? So they can just you just, when on your bank, right, you just scan it. You just use this thing and it scans, right? You just scan a QR code. You can't see it because it's blurred out, but you just scan your QR code, and you can send money instantly. So it's like as if you'd be sending digital currency. This is with the bank. This is with not with a bank. With the bank, not digital currency. So you just go transfer. You just find when you want to send money, you just click transfer. You just find the bank. And you can just punch it in manually, or you can just scan a QR code, and you can instantly find the person that you can type in. They'll get that money instantly. So it's basically, here in Thailand, the technology is already here. I don't think you can do this in Australia, where you just scan a QR code. This technology is basically what they do in China already. They already have this technology in China, but they use like WeChat and Alipay, whereas this is like the bank directly. If you can think of all the banks in Australia that are all connected in real time, and when you send something, instantly they get it. They do have something like Pay ID, but it's not as advanced as this. This is just a QR code, scan it, put the money in, click a button, that's it. And then the person has the money instantly. That's what Bitcoin already has. It already has it with the Lightning Network. You can do it with the Lightning Network. You can do it with any kind of app. But the reason is people don't use it because they are still relying on the banks, and that's how the banks want it to be. So this is Bitcoin here now. If we look at the current market of Bitcoin, we're at 1.39 trillion. So it's gone up 0.09 trillion, which is about 990 billion, which is pushing the price up in Bitcoin now. It's at it hasn't been like this. Well, it was actually this morning. It was actually this morning at 3 a.m., which is about 5 hours ago. It did nearly push through 36, so it was 35.8, right? Now it's 35.39, so it's gone down about $400. But this is really positive because it's pretty much all-time high in the last 90 days. It's at an all-time high for the last 180 days. Wow, that's really even 1 year. Wow, we're going now. This is okay. So this is the all-time high since let's see. Yeah, okay. So around probably March, early March. So about May 2022. So what's that? May. That's like May, March, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. That's 8. 16 months. No, that can't be right. Yeah, 16 months. So the Bitcoin is at its all-time high in the last 16 months. So that's a year and 4 months, year and 3 months. That's where we're at now, as you can see here clearly. Here. Yeah, see? So we're here, and if you look at it here, it's probably about there. So May. The last time we were at 34, 35 was about May 2022, which is basically 16 months ago. So 16 months ago now, Bitcoin is moving up. And this is exciting, it's exciting news. And look, in my Facebook post, I talked about, let me just show you this post here, okay? Let me share it here. This is really interesting, this post, because, basically what I talk about is that once, back in the day, everyone knows about this phenomenon. Well, it's not a phenomenon; it just happens. Okay, and what it is basically in this post is I'm just talking about how growing up, you would see all these local butchers, local fruiterers, bakeries, even local convenience shops, like not 7-Eleven ones, but just local ones. I don't see too many local ones around. Not around here. Not around in Australia. Maybe in other urban cities, but you just don't see them anymore because 7-Eleven's just taken them over. Okay, so all the fruiterers, Woolworths has forced all the fruiterers out. I mean, there's still some, but a lot of them have gone out of business. And only the bigger ones kind of survive. But a lot of this stuff gets decimated because of the big business. In Australia, they've got Bunnings, which is like hardware, your local hardware shops. I don't see too many of those local smaller hardware shops anymore because Bunnings drives them out of business. And this goes with pretty much every market. So this is what is going to happen with Bitcoin. Okay, so we saw it with the mining market as well. You guys are into Bitcoin mining. It's the same thing with the mining market. What happened was people could make passive income through Bitcoin mining. And then what happened was the big boys discovered that, hey, you know what? All we need to do is buy these ASIC machines and we get cheap. We can hook up some renewable energy and we can mine this at a cheaper rate. So they just go out and buy, 100,000 machines, 100,000 of them. Hut Mining, which is like a publicly floated company in, I think it's in Canada. They have 100,000 machines, Bitcoin machines. So now that they force the difficulty up, for an average small guy using residential power at 15 or 20 cents an hour per kilowatt, they just can't compete. They're not making enough money. They're making less money and they can't compete, and so they just drop off. So this is what happens, right, in every industry, and it's going to happen in Bitcoin industry as well. Mark my words. So what will happen is, once these spot ETFs get approved, BlackRock gets approved, which, it's just a matter of time. I mean, they already started to move in that direction with, even making their ETF tickers and stuff like that, right? That's why all the movement of Bitcoin went up, because people speculated that BlackRock were about to launch their spot ETF, and they would have to go out and buy, $100 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's why people bought it. But I think it's still going to happen. It's getting closer and closer, and it's just inevitable, just like the Matrix, right? It's just inevitable. It's going to happen, right? They can't stop it. And once the BlackRock one gets approved, because they got $9 trillion management under assets, they're going to put a portion of that, maybe not a lot, initially, but they're going to put a portion of that towards Bitcoin. Even if they put 100 billion, that's chicken feed for them. They got 9 trillion. All right, that's going to force the price of Bitcoin up quite a bit. But it's the sentiment more or less. So that means that, hey, you know what, the big boys are coming in. Then more of their Wall Street buddies will start to get their ETFs approved because, hey, you know what, BlackRock's got to approve us. They'll all start to file in, right? And then spot ETFs, the way they work is you've got to actually physically buy, if you want to call it physically, although it's not physical, it's like digital. But you know what I mean, right? Someone has to actually go out, buy the Bitcoin. They hold it with a custodian like Coinbase, which holds their Bitcoin for them. This is all legally. It's all done, legally. Coinbase, which holds the Bitcoin, they can't steal it because it's all on the blockchain, okay? And it's all there. So they hold the Bitcoin for BlackRock. And they take a small fee, but that's how it works, right? So they take that Bitcoin essentially off the market, and what does that do? That forces the price of all the remaining Bitcoin or whatever's publicly traded. It's going to force the price up. So it's just a case of supply and demand. Everything is supply and demand. Okay, everything is supply and demand. So whether it's Bitcoin, whether it's anything, it's all supply and demand. The more something is scarce, the more that it is more valuable if it has a genuine use case. And Bitcoin has a genuine use case. All right. Where can you send something to someone else without needing their permission? And it's trustless, it's permissionless. It's all on the blockchain, and it needs machines to actually verify those transactions. So it's something has to physically work. Money has to be basically dissolved into, whatever, energy needs to be used for that to mine that transaction. Someone has to mine that transaction for it to be on the blockchain forever. So it's not just proof of work, a proof of stake where it's just like, oh yeah, okay, it's just now on the blockchain. It was validated by some node that's used, the amount of energy to turn a fan on. No, this is actually mined by a Bitcoin mining machine, which was actually run by someone. So it's all there's a massive infrastructure behind it to make sure that the Bitcoin mining network infrastructure exists. The network exists, and this is what gives it intrinsic value, right? And no one can block that transaction. I mean, you can talk about companies or governments that try to legislate against mining certain wallets. They might do that by law, but even then, if they're in the United States and they say you can't mine these actual wallets, or it's a criminal offense, someone else is going to mine it. Okay, it just means it's not going to matter. It's just completely dumb, So Bitcoin's going to continue to exist because it's got intrinsic value. It's going to continue to get scarce with all the different Bitcoin halvings coming up. There's one coming up next year, and subsequent mining halvings that are going to continue to go even before we're long gone. Okay, so every time there's a halving every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin mined every 10-minute block halves. So it gets scarce and scarce and scarce and scarce. In fact, I believe that in at least the next 3 halvings, Bitcoin will already reach $1 million. And we'll be dealing at the Satoshi level. All right. So if you don't know what a Satoshi is, there's 100 million Satoshi to 1 Bitcoin. That's basically it. Okay. So the owner or the creator of Bitcoin was called Satoshi Nakamoto. And 1 Satoshi, 100 million Satoshis in 1 Bitcoin. That's how you figure it out. So we're gonna basically be dealing at the Satoshi level in the future. So think of it as like 1 Satoshi is kind of like $1. Now, Bitcoin needs to be 100 million for that to happen. But if you look at it now, I mean, I'll just look at one of my Bitcoin wallets. This is like a Lightning wallet, which, I just have a couple of Lightning wallets, just have bits and pieces lying around. But here you can see I have about $3 in this one. Can't really see it. Well, you can't really see it because it blurs on. But this one has, actually what I'll do is I'll take this blur off. I got the blur on because it just blurs at the back. But, oh, hang on. No, I don't know how to take the blur off. Not when we're doing this. Oh, hang on. Yeah. Settings. Layout. Virtual background. None. Okay. There you go. See, so now you can see this is my Lightning there. You can see there. Right now, $3 is 8,883 Satoshi. So that's going to go, like, we're going to get to a point where as soon as Bitcoin gets more and more valuable, like the Satoshi, we're going to be dealing at the Satoshi level. So it's going to keep on getting more and more scarce. So that's what I basically want to talk about with my Facebook post. Once these big boys start coming in, more than Wall Street guys, think of it as your mom and pop convenience store, or your fruit shop, or your local butcher. I mean, they're still around, but they're not like they were back in the day. Once big pharma comes in, moves in, they will just decimate all the small guys, run them out of business, and then have the lion's share of the Bitcoin. That's exactly what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It happens in every industry, right? Because the big boys are not stupid, because people are sleeping on this, just like that kid which I showed you earlier on the live stream, right? You people are sleeping on this, and then they're not stupid. They're going to come in, they're going to scoop up they can't scoop up everything because they would need trillions of dollars, but they'll scoop up quite a bit of it, enough to force the price up quite a lot. And by the time everyone sort of gets onto it, they'll probably be within sort of like the hundreds and thousands. You could be buying Bitcoin at multiple six figures, before people wake up to the fact that they could have bought it now. I mean, it's 35 today. But that's, in my opinion, that's still very cheap, because Bitcoin's going to be like at least $1 million within at least probably less than a decade. So, I'm not talking about this is going to happen overnight. I'm talking about Bitcoin's going to be around for a long time. And the longer and longer it's around, the more it's going to get scarce. In fact, it's already in the code that it will get scarce every 4 years. So it's like a wine, right? Bitcoin is like a wine. That's the way you got to treat it. The older it gets, the more the taste is fermented. It's more the sweeter it gets. That's what wine Bitcoin is. Okay. So don't be one of those people that figures this out, because I've been telling you guys since 2016, 2015 to buy Bitcoin when it was $600, and most of you didn't listen to me. One guy did, many people did, but one guy did a post, and he's like, whether he listened to me or someone else, he's like, I've been buying Bitcoin every day since 2016, so I've got to take his post on face value. Yeah, if you would have bought your Bitcoin or enough Bitcoin, back in 2016, you wouldn't be working a day job. You'd have enough Bitcoin now that you would not have to work a day job, right? But how long are you going to keep on sleeping on this, right? When this goes to 1 million, you're still going to be sleeping on it, right? Can you see what's happening? Like, what happened back then is still going to continue to happen. But that's okay, because there'll be winners and losers, and there always has to be losers in the game, right? So you're going to decide, you're going to wait for these big boys to come in and snatch up all the Bitcoin, or you're going to start buying Bitcoin so you can get your share of this once Bitcoin is going to go to astronomical figures, because the biggest bull run in history is coming. It's going to be biggest in history. It might take a couple of years. I don't know. No one really knows when it's going to happen, but it is coming. and we're going to smash through 69k. So you want to be part of that. Hopefully we can go to 100k. It'll pull back again, and then the whole cycle will repeat. Okay, so just just chill out, keep on buying your Bitcoin, and you should be good to go. All right. So those of you that have been in the previous two bull runs, 2018 and then 2021, right? That's like major bull runs. The next one's going to be maybe 2025. I don't know. Each bull run seems to be coming out, longer and longer. So the next bull run, based off the history, should be about 2025, 2026. So we're a fair ways off, but it could come sooner. So just keep on accumulating, because Bitcoin is it's only going to get stronger. So you can see here, this is what I mean, right? So this is the bull run here, 2018, and then the next bull run was not for 2018, the end of 2018. So just to say 2017, 18, because it was at the end of 2018. I remember that. Jesus, people lost their mind. And then it was like 2021. So 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years. And then had a bit of a peak here again, like in basically the same year. So technically, right, it's 4 years. Took 4 years from the first bull run, 2019, 4 years. Will it be another 4 years for the next bull run? So that means, let's just say if it was 4 years for the next bull run, right, based off the last bull run, the last gap between the first bull run and the second bull run was 4 years. That means that, if we're basing off that 2021, it should be 2025 till the next major bull run, till it hits over 100k or over 69k. Because see, 28th of October 2021, it hit 58, 69, 65k. So, November 2025 or sooner, we should have, if based off, the 4 year gap here between bull runs, 2025, it should, smash through 69k, maybe like 100k, 120k. Well, here it was, went to 20k, and then it tripled. 4 years later, on the next bull run, it tripled to 69k. So here, will this in the next 4 years go to 180k if it's based off triple, right? Because it was 69k before. It should go to 200k, 210k. 7 times 3 is 21. Should go to 210k based off this, but it won't. It'll probably go to over 100k, 100, maybe 150. Just depends on a lot of factors. So that's it. That's basically kind of like, this is obviously if the Bitcoin repeats the pattern, but it won't. Okay, it's very hard to tell. I'm just trying to look at the history and then base it off that. Okay, which is not that accurate, but anyway. So anyway, now you guys know what I mean. All right, so yeah, don't sleep on this. I would just be, my personal what I've been doing for years, and you don't want to miss the boat on this, because you're going to be, you don't want to be buying it at 100 plus K when it's at 35K now. You triple your money. Where are you going to 300% your money? You're not going to do it in real estate. All right, guys. So have a good day. Hope you got some value out of this. Don't sleep on this. Catch you guys later.